Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Lorcana Cookout. Yay, this time you don't have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for it. So we are here. We are excited. We want to give you guys an update on the new set that just came out, Whispers on the Well. By some of us, we mean everyone but me, Carlos and James, were able to go from the cookout or from some of our teammates to the top choice game tournament. They still had a great turnout, and we got some results on the meta for you guys today. Also, did y'all get a ticket for Richmond? Find out if we did here on the Lorcana Cookout.
Yep. So we're back, guys. Like Hector said, we're consistent these past 2 weeks. At least we got it week to week. Let's see how long this stays for. So, um, we're trying. We're doing our best. But let's get into it. So, um, let's talk about a little bit of news that was going around, circulating around, regarding the DLC. If you guys aren't aware, I think we talked about it in our previous episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago, or like the one right when we got back from Milwaukee, about the bubble and all that, going 10-2 and not getting nothing and all that and that feeling. So they actually did something. They basically did what they were doing in the previous DLCs. I know different TLs, but they basically copied it and are doing the same thing. So if you bubbled on the top 64, you got your, what was it, the Simba? You got your Simba. So they're gonna reach out to everybody that bubbled, and they're gonna give them the Simba. And if you bubbled out on top 32, they're gonna reach out to everybody, which is like 4 or 5 players, and they're gonna give them their Elsa. So that's good news. At least you go 10-2, and you get the at least you get the bubble pricing. So it doesn't feel as bad. So that's a little bit of a good thing. In case you guys don't watch Zan's podcast, I just saw it, the one that they posted this morning. I was watching it while I was driving. Um, I kind of want your guys' take on it. They are saying, according to some people that reached out to Zan or whatever, because he's a big voice in the community and stuff, or has at least a big following. They were saying, or he was saying, that a lot of them were saying that they would prefer the Nats invite over getting the pricing. What do you guys think about that? You guys think that would be fair? Do you guys think that would be better, or what do you guys think about that?
So they were saying that they prefer the Nats invite over like the cards, like the pricing of those
Yeah. So
cards.
this kind of only really affects the top 32 bubble. So instead of getting like the also pricing, they would prefer the Nats invite instead.
Gotcha. I mean, that just kind of means they have to like increase like the cap, right, for Nats at that point. So I feel like honestly that's not a bad idea. But I know there's definitely like other people and like collectors that much prefer those prize cards. Um, Personally, I'd probably rather get the Nats invite. But I mean, I'm not even good enough to make day two anyway, so we'll see. Uh, but yeah, I mean, what do you think, Hector?
Um, I get it. I understand. I would also, if I were bubbled and if I'm going to get a pricing, prefer the Nats invite. Should they? I feel I don't get hated for this, but I don't think they should get the Nats invite. I really don't. I think, yes, obviously it's worth more value, which is then at what point is then like the bubbles just getting just as equally rewarded, right, as the ones that actually made it. Um, I had said this from the get go, so it's not even like, oh, now that they're doing this, now you're saying this, Hector. I had said this from the get go. You guys can go check the other ones. If you bubble, you should at least get the price cards. I did say that if I would have bubbled, I would have been mad at that I don't get anything, but I would be at peace knowing that I still get the Elsa. I would have been like, oh, I also deserve that. Yes, I probably also deserve that not by right, but who is to say? Like at the end of the day, I think it changes a lot of the numbers. So they already have things set. people make think that it's set out to be easy, as in like, oh, just add more numbers. But I think they have it. All the CCQs already numbered up. Everything's already numbered up to be a specific number for continentals. Should that cap be increased? Yes, 1000%. Should there be more invites handed out? Yes, 1000%. With the current structure, should bubbles get the invite? I don't think so, but I am very happy to see that they get this $2,500 card, which is the also right, which might be even worth more. So I am happy about that. That is my thoughts on it. At least, even if it was the other way around, I would be at peace with the Elsa. But yes, I understand also the why everyone would want to have the invite. It is technically worth more because as soon as you step into Continentals, you pretty much get the same amount of pricing that you almost do with that Elsa, right? Like as in Cashman, you get the sleeves and then you got the invited to the ball, right, Caesar? So like technically you get the Elsa money wise value and you get the invite. So at that point, then you got everything as if you did in Bubble. I don't fully agree with that, but that's a whole other story. Just as so much as I don't fully agree with X3 Simba's bubbling, getting those Simba. Now, am I being Hector? You're being brutal to all those players in that. No, because I think if you make day two, you should get more pricing, or there should be another price card, like the Mulan foil should have been for day two and get the non foils to the 3 wins. Like I don't think you're rewarding the players enough who made day two. Where's the let it go at? No, you just poof. There's nothing. There's no top 128. So at one point, I still believe there should be better pricing, but the bubble aspect, I still am happy for the X2 bubbles. X3 bubbles getting a Simba. That one kind of goes more on actual gameplay. So, but that's just my opinion, right? Everyone is entitled to theirs.
So sorry, I'm looking something up real quick. So my thoughts on it, I'm kind of on both sides. I don't know if you guys have watched Zan's thing, but I get where he's coming from. Like, I get it and I don't, because I get it in the sense like we're so limited on DLCs, 3 of them, which we're gonna get into about the ticket buying experience. But he also said like let's not like breeze over the fact that going 10-2 in these events is still freaking hard, and that's kind of what he was getting at. Like, who's to say that this person that just went 10-2 and got that magic number, that magic what is standing or whatever, that they think they're locked in and then they don't get that Nats invite even though they got that 10-2? Who's to say they're going to do it again? Like, it requires luck, it requires skill, and it requires being prepped. Like, it requires two things that can be in your control, but one thing that isn't sometimes just not in your control, especially last set. Like, you had to be prepped, you had to get lucky, and you had to get your matchups. Like, I mean, that's part of being lucky, but like, it was very like cutthroat. I feel like last set. So I get it, but then again, like, if that person is able to get in again, if you're a consistent player, like, I feel like you should be at least getting those records again, or pretty close to getting those records. And that's where that luck factor comes in, right? Like, maybe you got super unlucky and you just face a lot of bad matchups, and then that's why you didn't get it. But I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But I get what you're saying, Hector, about the price thing. But we'll go into the next topic as far as well,
Which is
this is
crazy too. I don't mean to throw out, but it's also like you don't have to just be lucky in the tournament. You have to be lucky and get a ticket.
yeah. So that's kind of why that's kind of what he was saying too. Like, he used Aiden as an example, the kid that got the Mickey. Like, who's to say if he wasn't the one that bubbled? Like, as a kid, there's more than likely less chances for you to be able to go to all these events than as an adult, right? So imagine he had bubbled and didn't get the Nats invite. Like, that would have sucked. Um, like, it's just in that scenario. So I get it, and I also get people that are saying they shouldn't. But I'm like indifferent about it. I think the fact that they got the price card at least is good. I'm very happy they did that at least. Um, but in case you didn't know, Hector, I know it's still not the let it go, but they are saying that they for sure are giving the day 2 participants now 10,000 tickets. So that's at least something. And it's not a let it go, but it's something.
So the thing was that they gave it already. That's not something that they fixed. They already gave it 10,000 tickets for day two. They gave it to us on, I don't know if you know, on Milwaukee.
Oh, they did do it.
They gave it to us. Yeah, so that's already been a thing, which is I think
Oh,
what we
okay.
talked about last podcast. I said, yeah, we get 10,000 tickets, 300, $400. That's still 500, $600 off the let it go. And I
Yeah,
don't mean like value of like, oh well, Hector, why are you always talking about the money value of selling it? Sometimes you just want to collect stuff. Well, still, that's still not enough for the mat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like learn certain things like the tickets that I saw what they did. The tickets were the let it go, but that's still $600 off.
yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying as far as the non-foil. Like, I think they need to utilize the non-foil a little bit more for the people that are going to these events just for fun, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Because before we used to get tickets too, right? Like depending on how many wins you got, I think it was something like that. But if you had a certain record before too, you would get tickets in the DLC, and then usually you would get enough tickets to get yourself a non-foil Rapunzel. Um, they could have done the same thing, like you said, with the Mulan. Get enough tickets at 3 wins, 5 wins, let's say, day one, and you get enough tickets to get yourself a non-foil Mulan. And then, like you said, keep that foil Mulan just for like the people that made day two. It does feel like making day two is almost like getting no pricing in a sense. So I agree with that. So, all right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm with you guys on that too. Like the 10,000 tickets, it really doesn't get you much. I was like looking at the basically the ticket wall, the price wall. I'm like, I think really worth anything. It's definitely worth more than 10,000. So like,
I would be at peace if they did 15,000 or 20,000 tickets. Yes, that sounds like a lot, but if you look at the value, what the let it go was,
right.
it's fair. That's fair. Like these guys did not. These guys missed some side events early Sunday morning, right? That's also fair.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Um.
but
Yeah. The At least with 20,000 you could get at the playmat. With 10,000 you can't really get pretty much anything. But next into
Could get two
news.
hats.
Yeah, two
before
hats.
you guys go to my channel, before you guys go to my channel, those of you that like bubbled and got the seminar and unsubscribe to me, I promise you guys, it's not that I don't want you guys to get better pricing. I still have food in my mouth. That's crazy, but it's literally that I want the structure to change so it's fair for everybody.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you make day two, like you should feel rewarded, and it shouldn't just feel like you're getting the same thing as the person that, went X3 the first day or something, or, only got the 3 win. So I get it. I mean, being competitive and all, like, it just it sucks. We're making jokes all weekend, like, oh, if you go 9-3 or what is it, 9-3, you basically got the same pricing as the person that went 3-7 or whatever, 3-9. So yeah, it's sucks. But good news, everybody was complaining about it. I don't know why they just didn't fix it for Milwaukee. I mean, I'm sure there's certain reasons why, but we got Friday side events back. Like, it felt terrible. I mean, it was cool because we actually got to do like good testing in the room for once because we were there early Thursday. But I feel like I would have way more fun just doing side events on Friday. And if you guys saw the side events, because they already got them all, there's a good amount of side events and good ones too. Like, it's looking good for Friday. I think it's even better than
Yeah,
before
there's like
because I think on the previous DLCs when PPG was doing it, there was Friday side events, but there's like a little bit. They still had like that big one, but there's like I think that big one was majority of all you could do. Now they basically have it all. They have the team trios, they got the 2v2s, they got super sealed, infinity constructed, core constructed. Like, they got a bunch of stuff. So now if you want to get there early, and now actually Thursday now they made it that is badge pickup. So badge pickup now actually starts Thursday and then Friday side events. So that's pretty cool. So excited for that at least. Now Friday
yeah,
won't
they got
seem
side
as
events all
boring.
day.
Yeah. And good way to farm tickets. Makes more tickets available and all that. And they also said a bunch of other like updates. In case you guys missed it, like they're gonna change the way they hand out tickets. They're gonna try to do it, which didn't make sense, but they're gonna try to give you the tickets right then and there when you finish your side event, instead of waiting 2 hours for your ticket line and then another 2 hours to get your prize. What was the other thing they said? I don't know. They talked about a couple stuff. I mean, if you guys aren't in the Pastimes Discord, I would recommend going in there because they talk about stuff. But you guys have any comments on the side events?
I was just like looking at them for like Friday. I'm like, they really just have them all day, which is, it's probably gonna be the same things going on for the most part in the weekend. But I mean, it's cool. It helps everybody else get more tickets, whoever, especially for those in the main event. Um, I honestly like doing side events Friday would definitely help if you make day two, right? With those 10,000 extra tickets that you're gonna get. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's so much better than, Milwaukee, even though it was chill to test right before. But uh, when you got like core constructed and stuff like that out here, or like the 3v3s, you can still test your deck and not just against the decks that we take, but like or with your group, but more into
Yeah, you get to test it
some
into
random
like the
stuff that you might
variety.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That always feels good to get a field of the get a view of the
yeah,
field. Um,
right.
right here, I just saw this. The core constructed for Friday starts at 12. This is like the main one that they used to have. Um, this is pretty cool. You get 1,000 tickets per win. You still get tickets if you lose, 200, and you get 600 tickets if you draw. On top of that, if you have 7 wins, you get a non-foil promo playset, and then the Mulan charging ahead playmat. And then the promo set includes a Dragonfire non-foil, obviously. These are all non-foils. Let It Go, the Mulan, the Simba, the Elsa, and the Pegasus. That's pretty good pricing. I feel like. I mean, I don't think that's that bad. Plus the what 7,000 tickets because you won every round. So 7,000 tickets on top of those all those non-foils and a playmat. It's pretty good. So
Oh, so you get all of these non-foil, like let it go non-foil too. That's
yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
got the
I didn't
Dragonfire,
even
Let
know.
It Go, the
I didn't even know
Mulan,
they made that.
the Simba. Yeah, they made it this set. I mean, this time, this go around. But that's cool. So something to get excited
There's
for
also
Friday
like,
season.
yeah, so the thing with the Fridays too, I wonder because technically there's more side events now, more tickets, the less tickets, supply and demand, right? The less tickets there are, the more expensive they are, right? The more value they hold. So now with Friday side events, technically speaking, there's more tickets going to be out there, which means they're going to lose some value, which kind of makes me think again with the day two pricing. I don't know if it's been said. Yes, they have fixed the whole bubble structure, but I wonder if now there's a change um, because of this. If there's going to change the structure to the 10,000 tickets or more or less or whatever, or they're going to take that out and give you even better pricing instead. Now, that's one thing. The second thing is, as you guys saw, my pretty much my Friday did not consist of any testing. I told myself, some of you guys, I was like, I'm not gonna test on Friday. So this is kind of nice that I can kind of like bring a different deck or kind of just play the game for fun, kind of clear my mind. I don't want to be stressing about Saturday and the main event. So I kind of don't want to be. I kind of did it different, so it's kind of nice for me too that I get to play these maybe team trios or these other infinity formats or kind of something else, right? If I should already be prepared by the time by the time I'm flying, right? So yeah. But then again, in Vegas, I also used Friday as data, took some cards out, fixed my deck a little bit, and I ended up topping that event possibly because of that. So there's there's two pros and cons here, or like different ways to approach of why there's a good thing to have side events nonetheless.
Could also be a bad thing because it can make you second guess your deck choice.
If you think you're gonna be second guessing, do not play your deck that you're gonna play on side. Just play team trios or do something else, infinity or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because you might switch decks last
Yeah,
second. Anyways,
right, right.
let's go into
Um,
the. Oh, you got something, Carlos?
I was gonna say, kind of, I was just gonna loop it in. Like, if you can't tell by the way that we're talking, we all got our Richmond ticket
Yeah.
to the
So,
DLC.
so yeah,
So yeah,
let's go into the Richmond ticket buying experience. Same thing we go into after buying DLC ticket every time. Um, So I'll start, or I'll give my thoughts on it first, and then I'll start about my own experience. My thoughts on it still is obviously one, we need more DLCs, and two, we need more tickets. I mean, we see they're doing something in EU. They're upping the cap to 4,000. They're doing it in EU. Like it just feels weird that we're not also doing it over here. It also just sucks. Like the NA community is gonna feel worse. There's always been that NA versus EU, like the way that we get treated and all that. So this is just gonna make that gap or whatever worse, in my opinion. Um, as far as the way they are dispersed, I know there's other card games that do it a different way. That doesn't include a lottery system. That supposedly people say it's smoother. But if I have to choose lottery system or the way it is right now, I would just choose the way it is right now. Like there's a lot of people that just feel like they never won anything in the lottery, and I'm one of those people. Like anytime my name is put in the drawing, like I feel like I hardly ever win any of those stuff. So um, I feel like if you really prep and like you really want a ticket, like you will get a ticket. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, unfortunately. Like I said, maybe I've been getting lucky, but every ticket I really wanted, I tried to get Atlanta, the very first DLC, and I didn't get it. But that was also one of the ones that I wasn't trying that hard for. I was just like, I'm gonna try to log in. If I get it, I get it. Um, every other one, like I prep, I'm fully informed on when it's going. There's all these little tips and hacks on what to do to try to get the ticket. Every time I follow that, it works. Like this time, I didn't get it off the initial, and I blame myself for it because I have my little technique. I said it here, like just be patient. I only use my phone. Don't refresh. And I was in line, and I was messing with my phone, and I accidentally hit refresh, and I knew I was cooked after that. Like as soon as I refreshed, I was like, I'm not getting a ticket. I was like, I just lost my chance. And sure enough, it said sold out. But I heard about the 20-minute dump. Wait 20 minutes after, hit refresh again. That's exactly what I did. I was checking every like minute or two still. At my work, luckily I'm lucky enough that my work I can basically be on my phone the whole time if I'm not super busy. Um, so at 20 minutes, I was refreshing the whole time, and then at 20 minutes again, sure enough, boom, the ticket thing became available, smooth, boom, locked it in and bought it. So I got lucky right there. I feel like that 20-minute dump is a little bit lucky, but I was able to get it. And even right now, like I'm checking the app every day because I know a couple of our friends and stuff, teammates didn't get it. I'm checking the app every day right now for them. Like, I don't know if I'm able to purchase one for them, but if I can, I'll try to purchase one and put their info in there. But like, I think they said in Zan's podcast too, like, if you really want a ticket, like, there's people that end up getting it because they're searching every day. Like, they're just constantly refreshing the page. And I get it, it sucks, but if you really want it, like, I feel like you should end up getting the ticket. So, um, I prefer this system instead. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, I did get my Richmond ticket. This one was a little bit more stressful because I got it at the 20-minute dump and not at the beginning like I usually do. But I blame myself for that because I hit refresh when I was in that little you're waiting in line thing. I accidentally refreshed and I was like, oh, I'm so cooked. And I wasn't even mad because I did that myself. So I'm like, if I don't get it, I mean, that's on me. So, but yeah, that was my experience at least.
Yeah, so I got mine. And for me it was honestly really simple. I got on there like just set a timer, got on there, and I was just waiting, literally watching my clock just going to the 12 mark till it hits 10. So then I got into Eventbrite, refreshed, tickets were there, got in there. I got an error. So I was like, I'm cooked. But refreshed, it worked, went through, got in line. It says don't refresh it. So I just left it. Um, and then yeah, it just let me grab a ticket. I literally had like no issues, so I guess I'm lucky. Um, but yeah, honestly, like how you were saying though about like the lottery, I definitely wouldn't want to do that because that's like how Comic Con does it, and like, dude, it's so annoying. Like you're in there, you could be there for like an hour and you still don't get anything. Like, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do all that. Um, I mean, if anything, maybe like waves. I don't know, like waves of sales. I don't know, but I know most of the time when everybody's just trying to rush into one site, it ends up crashing it. So they somehow have to, get that fixed or something. But yeah, I'll let Hector take it from here.
Yeah, before I go on my experience real quick, I did want to kind of the people that aren't able to be here. Um, so as of now, Eddie beat Eventbrite. So shout out to Eddie. You guys know him, Suddenchill. He beat Eventbrite, guys. So he's, I think, his first time officially getting in through Eventbrite. So that's really good. I know he's done a DLC before. I don't know if he goes off waitlist or he found a way from someone. I forgot how it was, but I know it wasn't like the legit, like, well, it wasn't like the original, like right away Eventbrite way, like the first wave. I know it wasn't like that. So it's kind of good to see that he got in. Big game James, you guys know him, James, CardinalYOLO. He did not get in, right, guys? He did not get in. Danny O, let's go. It's gonna be a no because he did not get in either. Um, Ethan, Emperor Chimp, Bob Chimp, whichever one you guys want, whichever Chimp version you guys want. He did not get in, but for him, I think it was already rough for him to even be able to go in the first place. So, but yeah, that's kind of the thing. I'm not missing anybody, right? It's us three, and then I said all four of. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you're good.
but
You're good.
me, yeah. So I went on my phone. I've always done phone. I will always do phone if I have three computers. And it's not, I'm not the type that I'm going to set up everywhere. It's never worked for me like that. I'm going to be on my phone. It's going to be the app. It's not going to be on a browser. It's going to be just the app. Just wait on 59, 10 seconds before it hits 10. Boom. Click on it. For some reason, it's always already there. And then I click on it, and then it said continue Apple Pay, whatever. Some people are having an issue with that, which I don't know. Well, mine was like the double tap on your phone, just recognize my face, pays automatically. I don't have to worry about it. So I paid, and then it said error, and then it said like like not available, and I was like, oh no, like you get that little heart sunk for a moment there, like you're yep, I'm one of those that didn't get it. I just went back, it said the option still get ticket, clicked it again, and it just says you are in line, just wait, do not refresh, like I called us. I don't know if he was also in line. I don't know if you were also in line, but yeah, it said wait in line, waited for like a minute. I got in, bought it, my screenshot, shared to the world that I got in. I was happy, and then I was in. I didn't want to say it right away because you always feel bummed out for the people that didn't. So it's like how do I yeah. But we got in, guys, and this is the one I really wanted to get in. I felt like this set was going to be really fun. I'm having a lot of fun so far. And then Friday side events. So I really wanted to get into this one really bad. So I'm really happy for that. Yeah. And congrats to all of you guys that did. And if you guys that hopefully can get on the wait list, they're not having a wait list, how they're just kind of sprinkling them in, which kind
Yeah,
of
no wait
sucks
list.
because the wait list. I topped in Vegas. I didn't get in Vegas. I was on the wait list and got in 2 weeks before. So there was something merit to that wait list. But now it's about like, hey, there's refunds, keep clicking. How Cesar said, if you really want it, you can possibly get it. If I don't get a ticket, I'm clicking multiple times every hour, checking the event, right? That's just how I would be. So I do agree with none of that lottery stuff. I personally don't like it. I think the way it is, it it's the best probably scenario to go. Guess what, guys? This game is really popular. These complaints are always gonna happen. I promise you could be 3,000, 4,000 people. It's gonna happen. Also, to be fair, 6 DLCs. Just do DLC, 6 DLCs because at least if I'm 50-50%, I get to go to three, guaranteed. This way, it's like three, not guaranteed. So I may go to one. You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of crazy. Just do six. Even if you don't increase the cap 4,000, just do six. It's okay to miss two or three, unless you're a crazy pro player like all the time. But it's still gonna be bummed out. They're gonna find a way. But I need just a leeway of like I get to go to three at least. Yeah.
Yeah, so um, for the Eventbrite, I usually all the past ones I've always used the browser on my phone. I never used the app, and I never had any trouble. This time though, I heard the browser, and even me, I switched to the app. Like I downloaded the app like 2 minutes before like they went live, and I'm like, let me just have it as backup. Um, and I heard the browser like ended up not going up at all. Like I did it hit 10 or whenever they went on sale. I hit refresh, didn't say to buy or anything. Hit refresh again, didn't say to buy. I said, fuck this, I'm going on the, oh, whoops, excuse my language. I said, F this, I'm going on the app. And I went on the app, and boom, right away it was available. I hit the button and said inline. This is what happened. This is why I wasn't mad if I didn't get it, because I was being greedy. Because I was in line, and I'm like, all right, let me go back to the browser. And the browser was still showing like unavailable. Like I couldn't buy the tickets on the browser. So then I'm like, all right, let me try to get out of the browser and go back into it. So I go and I check Phil's link that he sent us, and I clicked on the link. And when I clicked on the link, it didn't open it to the browser. It reopened it on the app. So that's how I lost my place in line, being greedy basically. I'm like, oh, dude, I deserve this. As soon as that happened, I'm like, I deserve this. This is my fault. My bad. So I was like, whatever. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't take my own advice. I wasn't being patient. I'm telling you guys, once you like, I don't hit refresh like crazy. I usually just like hit refresh, give it like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, nothing pops up, hit refresh again. One time in line, like I've been in like in previous DLCs, I've been where I've been in line for like literally it feels like forever sometimes, but it was like 2-3 minutes, and I'm like, dude, should I hit refresh? Like this is taking too long, and boop, I got in. So sometimes, like guys, sometimes you literally just gotta be patient. Like even if you feel like you gotta refresh again, like just wait it out. Like the system, a lot of people are overloading it. Like you gotta just give it its time. But yeah, hopefully the people that got it, congrats. We'll see you there. The people that didn't, yeah, I mean it sucks. Like I said, I wouldn't have been that mad if I didn't get it this time, because I feel like I would have messed myself up. But I get the feeling like even though I messed it up, like I was kind of sad at first. I was like, whatever, but I was like, I already said it. Like if I don't get it, I'm going to PPG. It is what it is. Like I'm gonna do that instead. But yeah, I got lucky. So enough of that. Actually, it goes back to the lottery system. I know I talked a lot about Zan, but I just saw his podcast. So he was kind of saying with like the lottery, like another reason for that is he says that the people that if you do a lottery, like the people that really really want to play might not even get the ticket, versus this way, like the people that really really want the ticket will get it. And his example was Riftbound. So Riftbound, they just sold their tickets for their tournament in December, and he's like, dude, I would love to play, but I'm not gonna go through the stress and struggle that I do for Lorcana, be refreshing, doing all this and doing all that, stressing out about it just to get a ticket. He's like, if I would have gotten a lottery system and I would have gotten the ticket through a lottery system, I would have been like, all right, I guess I'm playing the Riftbound tournament. But he's like, but since I didn't go through the struggle to try to get it, I just didn't get the ticket. And I mean, it is what it is. He's like, I'm a little bit bummed that I'm not going, but he's like, and that goes to show you, like, he didn't really, really want to go play at the tournament. But if it was lottery and he would have got the chance to just buy it easy, then he would have just gotten the ticket, and he would have ended up going anyways. And that's kind of like what was his argument. So like, a bunch of people are gonna sign up for this Lorcana lottery system if it goes to that. And then the people that are like just kind of like second guessing it, like, if I get a ticket, I'll go. If I don't, I won't go, right? Versus us, we're like, nah, I'm gonna make sure I get this ticket and I'm going. So I kind of agree with him what he said right there. So the same thing for me.
And just like how they say, yeah, go ahead.
No, same thing for me. I was debating on going to the Riftbound tournament, and I wasn't even keeping track of what days it goes on sale and all that. And I saw like on a tweet post, oh, they're on sale. I went on and they're already sold out. And I was like, all right, well, I wasn't prepped for it. Like, that's my bad. Like, it is what it is. So
Imagine you get in, like there's still a chance for the lottery in. You're one of the last ones to get in out of 2,000 people in line, but you get in, right?
yeah,
And also the 2,000 people are waiting for hours. So I do agree, like, if you prepared hard enough, at least we know that everyone's sitting at that table at the tournaments, love Lorcana, and want to be there so bad. Or that very handful that just play Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic or very other games and only come during that specific time of DLC time for the pricing, which is fair. I know DLC Lorcana is a very good pricing, but you guys already know how I feel about those specific players. That I mean, like some of them actually like sprinkle and play Lorcana, but I mean those people like, oh, 2 weeks before the DLC, all right, I jump in Lorcana and I accept the price for it just for the pricing. So those are the very handful that I specifically. I'm sure some other pro Lorcana players would agree. We would love to face them towards later rounds and be able to kick them out to keep the Lorcana pricing in the Lorcana community. But for the most part, you love the game, and that's why you waking up early and refreshing and doing all this stuff and checking every day, etc. Right? As in lottery, also multiple emails, multiple accounts. There's always ways to cheat it, no matter how you do it.
Yeah, the bots are
Let
still
me
gonna
get
bot.
my 10 family members on this, like, let me on this lottery. Like, it's gonna be bad,
Yeah,
guys.
I
Trust
have
me.
like 4
This
emails
is like,
myself, so like
yeah, like, it'll be bad. I mean,
yeah.
I'll have 24K Lorcana 1, 24K Lorcana 2, 24K Lorcana 3. Don't even, yeah, it'll be
That's what I'm
bad.
saying. I have 4 emails just right now that I don't really use them all consistently, but I know all the passwords to them and all that. So I have 4 already. Imagine if I gotta create more to get this ticket. Like I'm gonna end up doing it.
And
Like
if the cap,
Right. Yeah.
if the cap is only 2,000, do they, like, some people get in it just to, like, get in the lottery, get a ticket, and then sell their ticket?
yeah,
Some people are just having tickets, like, no, it's
yeah.
crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true.
Anyways, let's get into actual um, tournament results. We're just gonna talk about the results for the tournament we had out here at Top Choice Gaming. It was a 36 player event. Like Hector said, him, Carlos, and James didn't go. I was there. I was playing something a little bit more fun. I'm probably gonna play it again this weekend if I play this Saturday at Fran's event. I was playing Yellow Blue. Did not go too well, but we gonna run it back. I fixed it. We gonna get first now. So, anyways, um, there is a deck here missing. I don't want to put it out there because he asked not to, but there is a deck here missing that did go undefeated. Um, it is. I just gave a hint. It is colors that is not on here at all, and it's a color that people say is not meta. So you guys have fun with that. But
Is it purple red?
I can't confirm or deny anything. Um,
I was thinking the same thing though.
it's Ruby
Because I
Sapphire,
mean,
bro.
people are like, no, dude, it smells like wildfire. I mean, we don't know the deck list, right? Which
Yeah,
is peace. That's still
yeah.
it could be so many things. But something tells me it's that kind of combination from picture wise, from
Ruby
the rumors.
Sapphire,
I don't know.
Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Sapphire. No, I'm kidding. So this is what got second place. Or actually, they split top four. My apologies. They split top four. This is for whatever reason listed as second place. But it's a Amber still aggro. You know, a lot of people were saying aggro was dead. I don't recall if I was on tape saying it, but I always said like it's gonna. The thing with aggro, and which is why another reason why I hate aggro so much, is like we have the tools now that if we want to target aggro, aggro will be dead. But that makes our mirrors worse. It makes our other matchups so much worse that if we're not seeing aggro, then we go. It's like a dance, right? Like we take out Spooky Sight because there's no aggro, and then as soon as all that's out, aggro comes in. They just terrorize us for being greedy. It's what it is. We be greedy. We don't respect it. They terrorize us. We stop being greedy, then we lose to the people that are still being greedy. So it's kind of how it goes. I see Hector making faces, so I'm gonna let him speak on that.
Oh my gosh. The only reason, the only way aggro is good at this format is if people let it be good. I just don't understand how greedy these players are. Don't want to say any names. Don't want to put out in the community. That do not just put a spooky side in their deck. I don't understand. Like, I am playing Blue Steel. I will discard off Mulan. I will discard off Namari. I will ink it away with Tipo. I will ink it away with Cinderella with Nidby. I just gave you 16 copies of how I can get that brick out of my hand. Or I can play and also like ramp my own characters. But aggro will be good. It is a Sapphire meta, and Spooky Sight is a card in the card pool that can be played technically in Sapphire as turn 5 earliest because you're not playing Sapphire to not ramp, right, for the most part. So turn 5, that just kind of says a be prepared kind of turn 5, right, for against aggro.
Is it in turn
Pretty
four?
good on turn 4.
Okay.
Well, no, if you
If
go
you,
ramp, but like not some people are doing the Kita, so they have to still wait one more
yeah,
turn.
Kita's one more turn.
But
The
if
ideal
you
line with
do
Cindy is 4. Yeah.
right, if you go the ramp and then Sydney, it's turn 4. So that's even crazier, right? Um, I saw some people, I don't want to point people out specifically. I saw a lot of from different tournaments or just from people I follow I lost to aggro. I get spooky sights. I have to go in my deck now. I don't understand. I personally do not understand. Cindy and Tipo have to be in your deck if you're playing Sapphire. I don't understand how at least not one copy's in the deck. But hey, aggro player said people are taking it out. I'm gonna play it in, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. And they did well. I don't even know who this player. I can't even see the name right now from the top of my list. But
Says Patrick
aggro
Crosby.
still has a world because there's gonna be people that want to be fully prepared for mid range and control, which are gonna take out these cards, and that is when aggro can still definitely do its work. So
I agree and disagree with that. Like running one or two copies, like you can get lucky, but like let's say you face, say we're talking about a DLC, right? 12 rounds. Let's say you face aggro 6 times. That one copy of Spooky Sight better be in your hand every game, or else you're losing, even if you put Spooky Sight in there. So, I feel like the only way you make it consistent if like decks start playing 3 or 4, which I mean me, I hate the card. I'm one of the ones that do not want to put it in. Like I have to because of the aggro, one or two copies. But then there's been times where I'm facing the aggro deck and I just don't see it and I still lose. So it's just like, and then I see it against a mirror and then I lose because it's a brick in your hand. Which there's ways to get rid of it, but sometimes you just don't have that way to get rid of it early, and then it ends up being that brick in your hand. So because it's literally only good against this deck and maybe dogs, but then dogs is going like more circle of life kind of now, so they're not even going as low anymore either. So it's really only against this deck because I've spooky sided for testing purposes. Purple steel, terrible. Don't do that against them. I've spooky sided ruby steel, terrible. Don't do that against them either. Like basically any other deck besides this one that you spooky sight is complete garbage. So like that card is dog. It's complete dog, and it's only good against like super high hyper aggro, like this, or like super low to the ground like this that literally has like no top end. So I don't know. I hate that card. I think that card is so bad. But I mean, if people are telling me, hey, I think Amber Steel is gonna be 16% at DLC, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 copies in there. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I'm with it. Like, I think Spooksa is definitely mostly just for aggro matchups, because yeah, like it got used on me. I had 3 1 drops, a 2 drop, and a 3 drop. So he just ran me 5 cards. Purple steel. Like, okay,
Did you
here
slam
goes.
down a Demona after that?
No, but I had him in my hand, but all they had was a Cindy, so I'm like, I don't need Demona here. So I just put bodies back on board, and I'm like, next turn I'm singing strength.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're gonna drop Tink, so next turn I'm singing strength. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So yeah, like,
the problem here is like, especially the purple steel, is like you ramp them. Most of the time, it's to
mhm.
5 because it's 3 or 4 characters. They're at 5 or 6. If that cards left in their hand is Demona, then they just get 3 cards back, and now you gave them 7 ink to play with, and they just kind of keep going wide. Or if it's dock, same thing. They dock, now they got 2 cards in hand, and now you gave them like 8 ink to play with. So that one feels really bad. But I mean, almost any steel deck that you spooky sight them because they all kind of go on curve, and then they, their refills dock, feels bad because then when they dock and they like start sequencing their card draws, like Goliath and stuff like that, you just gave them all the ink to just keep doing that earlier now. So yeah, like I said, only against this deck is like the only. And honestly, I have not been able to spooky sight this deck because I'm only playing 2, and it never comes up when I'm playing against this deck. So I don't even know how good against this deck it is. I'm assuming pretty freaking good, but can't confirm or deny because I haven't seen it. So
um, I will say this too. This may not be like specific answer for Sapphire, and I can be talking from my own personal experience. I know there's some Sapphires. Even I'm playing Sapphire Steel, and even some Sapphire Steel lists are not playing it the way I'm playing it. So maybe like they're doing, they have to play more spooky sides, or they have to just rely on Tinkerbell on turn 4. Still pretty good, right? But like like I have like 4 1-drop Mulans and 4 1-drop develops. So then I can even like Mulan and then sell and then another one drop and start searching it as we go and like, so it does help a little bit. To where I can only, if aggro becomes a thing, I may only have to run two. I don't even have to put 3 or 4 in my deck. But I feel like if you think about, you have to like repay it, right? Repay like Spooky Sight has allowed me to, in a lot of those decks, to put aggro on check. So it allowed you to deck build differently. So keep that card at least in 1 of or 2 of in your deck because it's what allowed you to build your deck the way you're building it in the first place. Because if you're taking out Spooky Sight and you're just playing a mid to control deck, then what really changed in this meta that you're not losing to aggro anymore? Absolutely nothing. Now the word is there's less aggro, so you don't have to worry. Maybe you just take your L, and that might be fair. But then when a lot of people start thinking that way, these results happen. So you gotta find that balance of like, hey, that's peace. I don't have to play a bunch of 1 drops and 2 drops, and I can play 8 drops now. Who do I gotta thank for that? Spooky Sight. Okay, I'll put 2 in my deck at least. I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
how I feel about it.
No, 100%. And I said it when the card was revealed or when I don't even know if we actually talked about it because I know that's when we're kind of slacking it. But I said it to you guys at least. Like, Spooky Sight's so bad, but it's just like the existence, and everybody's saying it, like all the good players are saying it. Like, the existence of it is going to scare aggro players. But as soon as as soon as the aggro players start saying that the blue players basically are saying like, oh, there's no aggro, I'm not gonna play Spooky Sight, and I'm gonna make my mirror better or my other blue matches better. Like, they're gonna be like, ha 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 ha, I'm gonna sneak in and I'm gonna wreck everybody, and that's what happened. I mean, I always said it. I mean, I was talking to you guys, and I think I said on the pod, if PPG there's no aggro, and let's say vice versa, either way, but PPG there's no aggro, and a bunch of blue decks do good, and they have Spooky Sight, and it's all just blue decks. In Richmond, majority of them are gonna take it out because they're gonna be like, I'm gonna prep for basically all mirrors, and if I have these 3 spooky sights in my deck, like, I'm gonna lose a mirror when I have these cards in my hand. Vice versa, if aggro does crazy at PPG, then Richmond there's gonna be like 4 spooky sights in every blue deck because they're expecting aggro again, right? And it's kind of that game, right? Because then people might be thinking that everybody's gonna do that, and it's all mind games, right? You gotta, it's kind of what Jeremy says or whatever, what everybody says. You gotta come with that day's deck. Like, you just gotta have
Yeah.
the perfect number of ratios and all that, and you just gotta get lucky in that sense of making that meta call too. Because yeah, dude, you run into 4 of these, you're gonna wish you had those 3 spooky sights in your deck. You run into none of them, you're gonna be like, damn, I want to cut this card, I want to rip it, I want to use scissors and cut it in half. So yeah, but there's that one. There's 2 of them piloted by our very own, and apparently it's not on here, but piloted by our very own Danny O. He also played Amber Steel Aggro. It's not on here. He finished in top 4. And then we have a Blue Steel that finished in top 4 by Shane.
It
A lot
was,
of you
it
guys
was
know
so
him.
funny before we go to that. He like added me on the Discord. Like I saw on the team Discord, and he's like, he put the top 4 picture, and he's like, at Hector, aggro is dead, and then he put the picture of him in top 4, or 2 people being in the top 4 with the aggro. Man, it was that like so happy to see him top, so but also so like, how do people let this happen? It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Blue Steel list.
With no spooky sight.
With no spooky sight. Um, yeah, I mean, he just took the call, not see aggro. I don't know if he did, but I feel like if any of the blue decks have a chance to do it without spooky sight, I think it's Blue Steel
It is.
because
I think it could be this. Yeah.
it's like Blue Steel and obviously Blue Green because Blue Steel you can turn 14 or yeah turn 14 and that helps out a lot, and then after that it's just bomb after bomb that they, like Hector has said it multiple times, they have like the most removal right now. So um
The only thing is that like if Amber Aggro does do their thing, it is a lot harder to just do the mass removal, and that's the only reason why I think it would require the spooky sight. Just because, yeah, it has bomb after bomb, but it's only removing one character at a time, really.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I think the turn forward team helps out a lot. But yeah, I mean, I like the list. I'm not a fan of the docks. I do prefer the Beyonds still, and I haven't fully tested Pleakley, but I think I like the Kita a little bit more. That's just my personal opinion. Other than that, I mean, pretty much like the rest of it.
Yeah, for the most part, it looks standard. It's
Yeah,
just for me,
I don't know.
just
Hector can
I,
talk
I,
smack about me on this, but I feel like Blue Steel this set is like super easy to build. At least this version. I still haven't tried to build
yeah,
the like ally version, but
yeah. I'm also not a fan of the docks. I even took dock out of my purple steel list. I don't think it's needed anymore. Um, but yeah, I also think Beyond is really good in blue steel. So yeah, but I mean, who am I? I'm just a purple steel player. I'll let the blue steel guy talk about it.
Um, yeah, so I know from what I know is Shane is very well good rounded player. Great Magic player. He has a lot. I think he has like a close group too, where he'll have like certain deck lists, right? Or they'll like kind of test together, and they don't really put their list out there for tournaments. So it's actually crazy how he said it's actually very relatively close to something that I would play or a very similar list. Um, Now there are some key variations. Like there's some certain cards that if you play less of or more of, it's going to be big impactful in mirrors or in the whole tournament. Like if one is a two of instead of a four of, or a three instead of a two, and stuff like that, you feel the difference. So even though like at least me and Shane's build from what I counted were 7 cards off, but it's very similar. So I think the theory is there. I will say this: I do like how he also does not play Kita. I don't know if he's going to change that. I don't play Kita. Um, I'm going to actually post my deck. I was recording before this one, my deck profile tomorrow, and it ended up being a 20-minute video because I wanted to be in depth of why I play very specific cards and the ratio. So it's very detailed and depth. So go check that out. But it's just very similar. This definitely deck list is very similar. Um, it's a good list. Yeah, I have not much to say with it. I'm also on the one jump. I'm not a big fan of only 16 actions with the on the head with for the headless energy. I think that's very little. I play more, but yeah, you guys can kind of compare and contrast. But our deck lists definitely have the same theory as far as he plays the one jump. That's an extra ramp. He plays the Pleakley instead of the Kita. I'm pretty sure the same theory went with him. That I believe we're trying to ramp right now. We don't need to ramp with Akita later. Like I'm going ramp, turn 6. Like that's my deck. So and I think with the he also respected and plays the Mulan, which I know some players cut because they play Kita, right? He has the Pleakley, so some targets are good for the Pleakley, but he has the Mulan and Amari's and Tipo to also get rid of this like Pleakley, or just in general, if you top deck it later or something, there's ways for you to discard the Pleakley in your hand, the Headless Horseman. There's a lot of good ways to do it. I like the deck list. It's very good. It's very strong.
yeah. I just want to comment on the Kita thing. I know why you do it. I'll let people go to your um channel to so they can hear you talk about why you prefer the Pickly over the Kita. I just want to talk about why I like the Kita. I haven't tested Pickly too much, and I haven't been playing this list too much. I've been messing around with my blue yellow deck, but I see it in the blue yellow deck too, which is why I prefer the Kita more in this list. And the struggle in the blue yellow is that my 5 drops suck booty cheeks, which is why Kita feels bad, but it's kind of like a necessary evil in that deck. Um, right here, I don't feel like the 5 drops are bad in your blue steel list. Like, you still have the Jasmine, which is good against like the evasive matchups if you're facing any, and then the Namari is also not that bad because it's still fixing your hands and that as well, right? Um, Obviously, like dropping the Goliath on 6 on the play is very good, or it's like skipping to that where I can see the Pleakley is really good on that on the play. But then also if you do the Kita line, you get to your Hades and Essentials a lot, well, one turn quicker in a sense. Am I wrong on that or no? Is my math wrong on that? You're muted.
You're muted, bro.
Yeah. So I think. Oh, sorry. So I think your math. Yeah. Right. Am I
Is
tripping?
it?
Because it's just the amount of times you've ramped. So just because you have the Kita
So
doesn't mean you
if
get
you
there
go, you
faster. Because I
play.
went to the
Okay, yeah, I guess you are playing it on the same turn because you're doing your 6 drop on 4.
honestly, like the whole the Kita benefit or the Bleakly, like one of them, how you said it comes down to your 5 drops, what they are. If you can afford 2 Kita,
Yeah,
because in the next turn you can play a 5 drop.
yeah,
Like even Shane's list, he can afford to play Kita.
yeah, 100%.
My only 5 drop is no. You guys can check out, like I said, the profile. Like, I'm not playing Jasmine's. Like
Oh, okay,
I
that makes
am
sense. Yeah, that makes
minimizing
sense.
5 drops because I am playing the Pleakley and just going to 6. To be
Okay,
fair,
okay.
too, I am on more Pleakleys than he is. He's only on 2. Now, secondly, like if like I think if the thing that kind of made me opposite was like because the ink of Kita comes out exerted. Technically, if your 5 drops suck, then you would want the Kita and you would want to play Pleakley because you would never want to be dropping a chance to drop a 5 drop.
Yeah, I
So
the
that part, I'll let you kind of explain that for a minute, but that part kind of confused me for a bit, right? Because if your 5 drops suck, then why would you play Kita and not Pleakley so you can literally write that turn in case you don't see Cindy? Remember, this is in case you don't see Cindy. You obviously want Cindy,
yeah,
but you skip it. You skip 5 altogether. Like that's what I'm doing. Like I don't
yeah,
even consider Namario 5 drop. I consider that like a mid to late game fix my hand.
yeah. So at least in are you talking about in this deck or are you talking about in blue yellow?
Well, at least in blue yellow, because you
Yeah, okay.
no,
So
this is the part that you said. At least it with any deck, right?
yeah,
You said
the 5 drops up.
my 5 drops suck, which is why I preferred the Kita. But I was confused because if you do the Kita, I mean, it might have been like just a misunderstanding, or
Okay,
maybe like you're
so
like, oh wait, never mind, you're actually right. I don't
yeah.
know what it is. Yeah,
So
you tell
the Kita, I also like it. I didn't mention it. It's because of the word. So if you have the singer, it guarantees that you get to sing back the song and then hopefully shift tempo right there against any steel deck that might strength your Cindy or whatever. And then you were kind of banking on that song to kind of shift the tempo back. That's another reason I like it. The reason why in blue yellow I do it is because it one at least in some of my builds I wasn't playing really any 1 drops, so that takes away one less Pliggly target to ramp with the Pliggly. So at that point, I would really only have Tipo. And 2, I play Chip and Dale, and I think Chip and Dale is really broken in blue yellow right now. And the Kita just works better with the Chip and Dale as well late game. So I have the Kita on board. I play Chip and Dale. I use her effect, and that automatically gives me a card back from my discard. Versus Pliggly's not gonna do that on field for me. He's just gonna be a body. That's another reason why I prefer the Kita over the Pliggly, even though my 5 drops suck. So, but typically on that deck, like I'll like if I have the Kita line, I'll usually like triple ramp. So I'll do like Kita, and most of the time, by the time I do that, I'll have either another Kita or Cindy. So I'll like hopefully most of the time if I'm dropping Kitas because I don't have the Cindy yet, but then I'll like Kita because I end up finding the Kita, or I'll do like Kita and then find the Cindy after, and I'll just end up like triple ramping in a sense right there.
Yeah,
So
so there's pros and cons to both, right? Because if you have the Kita first and then you draw into a Cindy, then you go Cindy, you're resolving Kita and you're getting
yeah,
Cindy. Or like also like the Kita does trigger Cindy and you get to ramp right there that turn. You drop Kita. So it's like you did it quickly anyway.
yeah,
And the next turn you get to ramp again, right? So there's that thing of like Kita gives you ward, also is gonna stick, and it gives you the constant. If you don't out it, I'm gonna keep doing it,
yeah,
right? The half face mirrors in blue steel where they have Kita and they resolve, and it starts like if I don't out it, your Kita just became faster than your Kita just became stronger than my Bleakly
and
line
it's
right now,
fixing
right?
your top decks. So that's another reason
Yeah,
why I like it
that
late
in of
too.
as well is really strong. So I think it comes down to just what do you value more? I'm like I want to value my consistency of like I'm dropping a 6 on turn 4. That's my deck.
Yeah,
And then there's more of like in case I don't draw the Cinderella, at least I have Kita and I'll still get to my big bombs because my Kita has ward. Yes, it'll be 1 turn sooner, but 1 turn later, but it will guarantee me to still ramp again. You know, there's like bro, there's pros and cons to both.
yeah,
I don't think either are wrong. It's just what style do you want to do?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But cool for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tidbit. But on top of that, the rest of the top 8, we'll just go through them real quick. We had a purple steel. I believe this is Nathan. This is the guy from On the Play, right? Right? This is
Yes,
On
Yeah,
the
he's
Play.
always been
yeah.
on purple steel, so it's pretty cool to highlight him, right?
Yeah. So played purple steel. He made top 8. Um, let's let Carlos talk about this since it's kind of what he plays.
Yeah. I was kind of looking at his list too right now on the side. Um, and I was like, this is very similar to last set. Just added very few cards from the new set. I do like the list. That spicy restoring the crown, which I feel like that can kind of go in hand with. I mean, it goes in hand with the Sword of Hercules, obviously, because then now you're getting what, three lore instead of just two from
Yeah,
Restoring the Crown, or just
you get the
one
triple
from
lore
the
now.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get triple lore. But I was like that one with the what was it, the Grimorum of Arcane, whatever it's called, the Demona one. Um, because then you get a lore for each that's exerted as well. But yeah, I mean, I noticed he took out the dock as well. Like I said, I don't think it's really needed anymore. Um, and then that Black Aaron, honestly, is just such a better Raja. It's a 3/3 as well. Uh, but yeah, I mean, still keeping the Dumbo with just a few evasives. That's still definitely gonna come up. And the Yzma, yeah, just helps a lot to refill your hand. Because one of the few things that I noticed when I was like testing just a little bit, I was like the Demona, like when I was playing, at least my hand wasn't fully emptied out. So it was just like I was just kind of waiting on it until when I could really use it or whenever I really needed to challenge. Um, but yeah, and then the Hades is so good. Because it's a plus regardless, right? You're either drawing two or you're getting rid of a body. It's so good. Uh, but yeah, the only thing that I would mostly play more of is the He Heralded Thunderbolt. I would do a minimum three. I think that card is really good. Um, you always want to do the big damage. So yeah, but I mean, love to see Pete in the deck again. What do you guys think though?
Um, I haven't built Blurple and I haven't built uh this. I have weird takes on it, but I haven't tested it, so that might be why. But I'll start with what I like. Sword of Hercules. I really like that card. I'm glad to see that he's one of the ones that included it. The Restoring the Crown. I mean, if you guys have followed Nathan before, he's played this list before as one of us before, so it's not too shocking. The Hades. I will admit, I was wrong on that card. I did not think it was going to be as good as it is. It is feeling a lot better than I thought playing against it. I haven't really tested any decks with it, but it does feel good. But I was right on the Demona. I don't feel like it's as hype as everybody was making it seem at first. Everybody was making her seem like she was the most broken legendary of the set. So, yeah, me personally, I really like the list. I don't think I get slack, or I might get like faces on this. I don't think Dumble's needed in Purple Steel. Like, I really do not. Like, um, if you look at it, a lot of the evasives that were making it good in Purple Steel before are gone. Like the Genie, the Smee. Like, you still have the 4-cost Genie on the Alsa, but you dwindle down your Dumbles, which is why I see him probably go down to 3. But he has the Yzma in there. Then you have the Demona. Um, I just feel like the deck has enough card draw. Like the Hades, everybody's saying like that's most of the time isn't removing the body. Majority of the time that's drawing you the cards too. So you have another draw card in that sense. Like I feel like Dumble's slowing down your deck, because I don't feel like you really have as much time and ink to be spending on this deck to be playing that one to draw with the Dumble. In my opinion, I don't play the deck, so I don't know. I would still play it in Blurple, but in Blurple, I'm weird. I don't know. We have Blurple here to talk about it. No, I don't think we do. Um, I don't think Genie is needed in Blurple. I'm weird. That's just me. I feel like that's your uninkable that replaces Cindy, and I think Cindy will be better in there. And now I feel like you go higher on the evasives with like that new Ursula, um, and then you use your double triggers on like those things if you need a draw, or you could go fast with her because she quests for 3 and she's a big evasive body. Because in a sense, like the Genie draws you and the Cindy cycles, which is the draws better, but I don't know. I just feel like if you keep them all, because I do think any blue deck needs to play Cindy. I think if you keep them all, you just have your 4 drops way more crowded this time for sure than compared to like the Blurple before. And now the difference was the 4 drops we were playing. We only had the 4 of the uninkables. And we're playing the Genies and the Cindies. Now we have 8 4 drops that are uninkables, and now you're making your decisions on 4 even more awkward because now you have 2 4 drop uninkables that you need to choose from versus, you get what I'm saying? Like usually when you have that uninkable, you usually go that route because then you basically like that card you eventually have to end up playing regardless. Like you can't get rid of that card. So if you're making 8 4 drops uninkables, like you're making it kind of awkward, in my opinion. But still haven't tested it. That's kind of a build I want to make, that I still haven't gotten around to. But yeah, I mean, I really like this list. I like the Sword of Hercules, and I'm a fan that he took out the docks. But I always hated that card. So
Yeah, I like this list. It's cool. I think what he did is let me put the cards that I know are for sure really good from the new set and put them in here. And then he started process of elimination, right? Cause he went out. He's like, well, he's like, he went with I know the Lexington is good. He said, I know the Hades is good. I know the Demona is good. Those go in. I know Thunderbolt. I have to play some copies. Those go in. The Hercules sword, I have made misplays myself. They'll be like, play Ismo. They'll be like, play a Dumbo or whatever. And then I'll be like, ah, nice, Hades. And I'll forget they'll either have a sword already on board or then they'll play it on me. And I'm like, oof. Like, it's pretty good removal against a lot of Sapphire decks. It's Hades is a mandatory 4 of. So there's that. I do like restoring the crown. I think if your bodies get the more mid-range bodies you play, which is that 2 drop. I forgot her name. The 3/3 that's really good.
the
Whatever her
Black
name
Heron.
is. Yeah, her. Lexington. Right, like all these Demona. Like all these more valued characters you have gives you the option to make restoring crown better. 4 strengths is still awesome. Like this deck is just good. Um, I will say this: the more people stop respecting evasives, the better Dumbo gets. And then as long as people still have checks for the evasives, then the worse. That Dumbo's probably like Caesar said, just not needed. At the end of the day, it does come down to how much purple steals are going to be. Can that be a determining factor for the mirrors? You're not on Dumbo's. I am. You only have 4 Lexingtons, sure. But like I also have 4 Lexingtons. Like I can wait to remove one. We went over this, right? Like how the genie. I'll just wait to remove your Lexington, and then I'll go like my evasive route, and then like oh in the mirrors, I don't even play Dumbo. That's like 3 less characters or 4 less. So I think there's a world where like maybe Dumbo, if you play good enough evasives, are still in the build. Um, but I can also see it it's just we're not in an evasive world anymore. Remember all those sets where evasive was like a spicy thing? Maybe we're just in that world now. Um, yes, I would also play more bolts, but that is because I am very big guy on having removal. Like a big reason I'm a big fan of Blue Steel right now is because it literally has the most removal in the game right now. So I think Purple Steel, I would at least play 3 copies of Thunderbolt as well. But I do like it. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I would have to test more of the Carlos deck build that we were kind of talking about the week before, of a little bit of let me get over the purple steels and play chunkier bodies, right? But what weaknesses does that one have that this one maybe doesn't? Like we have to go into that. I think there's still a world where like the scar is really good in purple steel. If Frank Carlston was playing at least a 1 of, we do agree Scar got better in purple steel this set. Is it even needed though? Too, we go into that world, right? So I think there's still a lot of room to uncover in purple steel. I will say that I don't think it's been figured out yet, but I will say this: you can make 8 different versions of purple steel, and the deck will probably be really good regardless how you make it because it just has good, really good cards right now, and it'll be really popular as it is. I think it has. It was the most popular deck. I forgot what pie chart I saw in the CCQs, that they had like a 10K or whatever, and I think it was the most played deck. Like they like
Yeah,
not who
it was the
topped,
most
but
played
like
deck. Yeah.
yeah. So I think I can see this being like like the old Ruby Amethyst of like it doesn't. It still has the same thing. It doesn't. It's not gonna have bad matchups, and it's not gonna have. Actually, it might even have amazing matchups now. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like just to kind of compare with what I was testing earlier, like I didn't have evasives. The only evasive I had was the Elsa. Like I wasn't on Dumbo and I wasn't on Genie. But I was on the 3 drop Elsa where you play draw a card, and I was on the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, the item where it's 2 cost, banish it with one, pay one, draw 2 cards. Um and like I don't know. It felt fine. I didn't feel like I was missing draw, especially having the Hades as well. Like Hector was saying, that's gonna get you 2 cards most of the time. So, um, yeah. I mean, regardless, though, I do like this list. I might have to agree though that Dumbo I don't think is really needed. I've been debating putting in Genie just because it is evasive, it is two Western, and you draw a card at the same time. Like that's the only reason why I would add it. It's not to go with, any type of synergy. It's just more for the draw and the two quests, the two lore.
Now, I did want to mention here. What are you guys' thoughts? I think we can give value to whoever's watching this, right? Us talking about it. He put no bells. Um, Also, there's builds that are doing Cheshire Cat instead of the bells. So, what are you guys' thoughts about that? And then, how do you guys view all that?
I like Cheshire Cat a
Both.
lot.
Wait. Yeah, before we go, so Cheshire Cat is a 3-cost inkable that pretty much has boost too. So, in a way, if you want to do it that same turn, it's the same as Bell, but he gets to move 1 less damage. As a Bell moves 3, he only moves 2 damage. Once per turn when you boost, you can move up to 2 damage. What is the upside? If it doesn't die, it could do it every turn. But that's where you're giving up the, like, people are like, okay, do I just do the Bell on the 5-drop once, or can I do this Cheshire Cat? Yes, 1 less damage, but they have to out them, or I have the ability of being able to do that every turn. What do you guys think, or do we just don't do either? But with a chunkier body, do we agree with chunkier bodies, more defense, more attacks, the
Yeah,
better Bell and Cheshire Cat get?
yeah,
Like, at
yeah.
least we agree on that, like, naturally. Okay, so it was. That's what I was a little confused. It was played last set. Is there just no room? I'm like, it was played last set as a 1 of 2 of Bell. Now that the bodies got bigger, shouldn't it be a bigger reason to play it? But maybe there's just room. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Um, so I'll answer that question,
Go
but
ahead.
I don't want to lose my thought process on some of the things that you said. So the scar, I know we're talking about it, but technically, obviously, there's only enough bolts that you can put in your deck, but it did get better in purple steel with the amount of good allies that it got, but it also got worse because now bolt exists, and I believe it has 4 health, right? So now it like gets cleanly taken out by bolt, right? It's a 5/4, yeah. So that kind of sucks. Um, so let's answer the other question. The Cheshire Cat and the Bell. I feel like I don't know. I've been thinking about Blurple a lot, but I still haven't built it. And even in this list, like the more I'm seeing Cheshire Cat get played, like the more I'm liking that card a lot more. And I feel like it has a lot more upsides than just doing it every turn. Like we're in a blue meta, guys. We are in a blue meta. Imagine if they have to Hades that Cheshire Cat after you boosted it 3 times. You just got 4 ink out of that Cheshire Cat. Because you're most of the time not going to turn that thing sideways. So the only way they're outing it is with the Hades. If they're blue steel, then they could actually kill it. But all other blue decks, the majority of them, well, I guess green blue too can. But even then, like some of the removal is bounce. So you just drew 4 cards. I mean, I guess for them it's kind of good because they got Clarabelle. But I feel like that's a pretty big upside too. Like against blue decks, like most of the time they're gonna have to Hades that thing, and they just ramped you 4 for a card that you were getting value off the whole time. Like yeah, you're losing a card off the top, but you kind of can't play with that mentality. But in a sense, you got it back if it got Hades right. So, and I think doing it every turn is a little bit more valuable in my opinion. So, I think in this list specifically, I 100% see Cheshire Cat being more useful than a Bell.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, they're both 5 drops, right? If you're, hard playing the boosting. But at the same time, I think I do agree with you. Just because a lot of, purple steel cards are 3, 3 life, 3 defense. So, having them live with 2 damage on them and just having this cat to just move that damage is better. Um, so yeah, I agree. I mean, the fact that like you can do it multiple times, and even then we have that Olaf now to literally bounce it back to your hand as well. Like, let's say you boost it 2, 3 times, yeah, now you're getting 4 cards in one turn. Like, dude, that's kind of broken.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't even think about that.
That's
That's a good
another
interaction
card.
with
Yeah,
the Olaf,
that's another
right?
card that's not getting seen play is that Olaf. I think that Olaf's so good. Like I'm surprised not
Oh, good.
a lot of lists are playing it.
I think it's like it comes down to a situational, but it's a tempo killer, as in it's not. But then there's those when the pros, right, when it's doing what it's like, oh, I get to bounce back my Elsa, oh, I get to bounce back my exerted Yzma, like, you know what I mean? It starts becoming like there's the stuff that's like really lines that's really broken.
Is it a
My
May?
Cobra,
Is it a May or is it
yeah,
mandatory?
I believe it's a May because I think unless I cheated in seals, I think I didn't do it. One of them, I was like, I would choose no effect.
Oh, okay. Because if it's a May, then it's not really negative tempo because then you could choose not to do it in the sense where it will be
Yeah, it's a
negative
May.
tempo. Yeah.
All
So
right, like you get to choose it, right? But yeah, so I think it's a good. I think Ola, by the way, is a good card. But the Cheshire Cat also to also say something about it. It's I like the utility that it has as a 3 drop, right? Like I'm never been the biggest fan of dropping forced to drop the King Cobra because I need a 3 drop singer for strength. Drop the Pete, even though I know for this deck I'm supposed to drop it like 3 more turns from now. You're not always gonna see the Lexington. Oh, here's Cheshire. And you have that boost too for later on, right? Like then you can still play the 5 drop Elsa. Like you still have to. You don't have to be forced to play that 5 drop Bell. Not only that, but when you have that utility, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like when you could use it as a 3 drop and then like literally boost, it's like you have that in back of their head too, so they might have to waste remove on it, and you can make people bait. You can do a good bait. Like here's a Cheshire Cat. Let's start reading it. Oh, it has boost. Oh, that's a problem. I need to out it. Oh, seeing strength, whatever, this and that. Okay, here I play a 4 drop genie. Go. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it can be really used very smart. And there was another card that I was thinking with the synergy of this, but I completely kind of crossed my mind right now. But
let's not forget too that last set we were playing a genie with the same exact stat line, and that stat line was pretty good. So I get it; it was evasive, but now we're doing another effect that's also pretty broken on that Cheshire Cat. So same body as the Dragon Genie, and we were thinking Dragon Genie was a problem, not a problem, but it was a good card. So I think Cheshire Cat's good, but
by the way, speaking of that, the deck, before we move on from the deck, the book that Carlos was talking about, the book, even I think it's still even really good in Purple Steel. Obviously, it's broken in Blurple if you play the Tamatoa, right? That's your whole draw engine for the no longer Finders, no longer Star, whatever. But in Purple Steel, I still think there's merit of I can play this pull the lever card. Yes, I don't get to discard, but it's a pull the lever that I also have not pay 3, draw 2 cards. Like I have a action friends on the other side. Or how many times do you want to empty out your hand because you're gonna have a demon or you're gonna have these? I have 2 spare ink. I'll play it. And later on in the game, guess what? If this Demona or Yzma don't end up resolving or don't end up working the way I did, this Dumbo doesn't stay alive. Pay the what? 1 ink, draw 2 cards.
yeah,
In Purple Steel, how broken is that? Pay 1 ink, draw 2 cards. I don't even have to like talk about how broken that is.
yeah. You're getting confused on the card
So
though. He was talking about the Demona book.
No,
uh,
I mentioned that one because I was playing in my build.
because he's saying in his
Oh,
build he
oh,
plays a book.
you're talking about both.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, yeah. So in my build, I was playing for that card, and like I literally dropped 2 in 1 turn. I was like, okay, I'll save these for later.
For sure.
Pay 2, drop 4, broken.
Yeah, that card's crazy. That card, I would be playing that
You know
card
what
in
I've also
purple.
noticed too? When you need to start questing out and these bodies are chunkier, that Hercules card is so aggressive as in lore wise too.
Yeah,
Like I think once someone went like play the sword, kill my exerted stuff, gain lore, banish, banish your Hades.
yeah,
I was like, that's so broken, bro.
yeah. That sword is like it sucks that you can't like it's not a what's it like the banishing the Hades is only once you play it. That kind of sucks, but it's cool because once you actually do play it to kill a Hades, like it just sitting there on your board, it's doing something and it's doing something really good for your deck.
I was like, wait, did someone cheat on me then? Because it was on play. I forgot. No, they had 2. I think one sword was already there.
Oh, okay.
So they literally went like this sword was already there. They gain lore, and then they played another sword. Man, I was like, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
it's
it's
crazy.
it's only when they play it that effect, but that static effect that it leaves, it's really good too. So this is Edward, another on the player playing a blue steel list. He's playing the Kitas over the Pligly is the main difference, and he's on 2/1 jumps. He's on the Beyond instead of the Docks, and then he's maximizing on the Thunderbolts. So I believe he's on 8, 12, 16, 19, 21 actions, it seems like, unless I just counted wrong. So, um, yeah, we won't talk too much about it because we basically said the same thing on Shane's, but I think 2/1 jumps, it feels really good because honestly, I was trying 2/1 jumps when I was playing Blue Red on one of my builds, and like I literally never miss ramp. So that's the cool part about it. But in all reality, you shouldn't with develop and stuff like you really shouldn't be missing ramp with 9 ramps. So it
And
still
Mulan
happens.
in this
Yeah,
deck.
and Mulan, yeah. So it still happens, but like you shouldn't. So that second one
Yeah.
jump most of the time ends up being a brick in your hand than not. So um, we'll move on
Yeah. I like how he called it Blue Steel Spooky with no spooky
with
side.
no spooky. He was just trying to scare people.
This
For
is
Um,
the
real.
headless nightmare, right? Also, whose was it? That was that's who's the player from that from on the play? Is it who I
Edward.
think it is?
It's Edward. Yeah, the one with the tattoos and the beard.
Yeah, that's funny. I have some words for him in person. Me and him about that build. I- I'll send you my meta file, bro. Don't worry.
That-
uh,
That's crazy.
moving forward, green blue, another monster in the meta that people are talking about. Let's take a look at it. 4 Clarabells, 4 Tipos, 4 Cindy's. Been telling James to play 4 Cindy's in blue green, but was being stubborn. 4 Donalds, 2 Kitas, 2 Max Goose. I like the Max Goose in blue green. Um, Basil, Clarabelle, Fred, Hades, Philip, Sales. Yeah. Um, so obviously, I'm been telling everybody if you're playing a blue deck, just play 4 Cindy's. Even if she's the only trigger on there, just play the 4 Cindy's. It's good enough. I like the Max Goof because we're playing Cindy. It goes back to what we were saying with the blue steel, like Hector was saying. You want to play good 6 drops, and I feel like he cut out the John Silver, but I still think John Silver's good. And then we're adding another actual good 6 drop now that we could just skip into, which is Max Goof. When you can get it out on turn, what is it for? He's pretty good, especially if you already have like more. You're playing the mothers, the mean and scary now. So I like him like as a 2 or 3, but he cut out his other 6 drop that's good, which is John Silver. Um, what
What's that Fred do?
he just finds one, he's a huge body, but he finds a Floodborn basically, which I liked it before in other lists because it guaranteed you to find. It was like in a sense a fifth copy of Clarabelle because the way you would do it before is you would only play Clarabelle. So when you quest with him, you would literally find your Clarabelle. This right here,
Mm.
the Prince Philip is a Floodborn. Fred himself is a Floodborn, and then the Max Goof is a Floodborn, and the Donald's a Floodborn. Like, I don't really like the Fred in this list. Um, what I do like in this list, and I would probably be playing it instead of Donald, I also need to test this, is the Judy Hopps, the detective one. I would actually like to go into more of a detective package in this green blue list because the basils are not bad detectives. Like, well, one, you have your 7 drop basil, that's a detective, that's already in the list, and then the 6 drop basil, that's a discard. He's also not that bad in this list, especially with the meta that we're going, where majority of people are playing with like 1 to 2 to 3 card hands. You start to discard them and you screw them over really bad. So I actually like once I build my blue green list, like I would actually like to test this. I was telling Dre about it, kind of brushed me off, but I think the detective build is gonna have the most success in my opinion. I like that this guy's still playing the Under the Sea, and obviously the malicious mean and scary. And I like the mother knows best with the max scoop. And if we're talking about that basil, discard basil, with the Cindy, once again another 6 drop that we could skip into. That's pretty good that we could drop on turn 4. So we're just maximizing on these strong 6 drops, like Hector was saying. That we would just be like I would basically make that deck into this. Like on turn 4, I'm dropping a 6 drop, and that's what the deck is doing. So, yeah, I would make a lot of changes to this list, but I do think green blue is a really strong deck. So
Yeah. I mean, uh, I like it. Um, I think yeah, the one thing that you mentioned that you didn't like was the Fred. I think it's a little awkward in here. But like you could probably use it to have like I don't know, maybe max out the max goof. Just because mother knows best, and does it also count for your welcome? Yeah, right.
yeah, it seems
Um,
any 4 costs or lower from your discard is what it does.
yeah, so like I think that's pretty good. And then like um, yeah, I mean regardless, like I play blue green, but how you mentioned the John Silver, like I assume it's the one that gives out reckless. I think that one is still good. Um, maybe just like as a 2 over so, just because there's not a lot of aggro anywhere, and I feel like that's what it's mostly used for. But yeah,
That's Shirkan too. Another 6 drop. That new legendary
Um,
Shirkan.
Yeah, the one that like when it pings and then like every time it quests, it banishes a damage character, right?
Yeah, on quest it kills the damage character, and when you kill the damage character, it moves the ping. Well, it doesn't move that ping, but it pings another thing for one.
They're kind of saying you're next.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So hey, if you're dropping that,
Um,
the thing that sucks is unlinkable. But if you're dropping that on 4, it makes your malicious, mean, and scaries not useless when you don't have the combo. So
yeah,
And it's
no, for
evasive.
sure. Yeah, it's really good about it too. It's evasive. Um, I like how this build doesn't have like it's going both routes. I think I like how the heads held high under the sea's not longer a thing anymore. I think it's like we're just gonna wipe them out with the damage with the Phillip. I've always agreed with that. I tested this weekend against James in his blue green build. Um, I don't think his blue green deck was as optimized or as good as it can be. I think he needed more testing on it because I was winning a lot of matches against well like the blue steel was winning more games than blue green was. But I will say like I have played a lot online and I do like the basils. I think the basils are really good. The one drop's not bad. The Donald 5 drop that ramps is not bad. He's also a detective. And then both basils are annoying. So like literally like that Judy Hobbs becomes better. Um it's also on play, so it makes you do something right away. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Kita this season. I know people are like some people are high on the Kita, like you're playing Sapphire. That's the backup Cindy. I just think there's other way routes to go. I also believe that for this deck too, when you play the Donald, right? Because now you play the Judy Hops, and that could get you the Donald, and you're still ramping. I do like still the Gentleman Donald as well. I like that card. I think it goes good in the green blue deck. But you have to make room for certain cards. And I think if I were to play blue green, I would definitely try that detective engine because I think it's really strong. And I think the basils are really annoying and hard to deal with. And I do like I do like Max. Like there's a lot of blue green definitely got a lot of weapons, which is why Blurple lost some of its popularity because it's having a hard time to consistently keep up with blue green. It's like it's back to having a bad matchup. So I think that's one of the reasons that's actually Blurple being kept on check. People don't realize that Blurple can be a really strong deck still, but these type of builds is what's keeping Blurple from going kind of crazy and back in. So hey, yeah.
Just to confirm, the Judy Hopps you're talking about is the one where you look at the top 3 at a detective.
yeah, correct.
Okay.
So I actually, this is where I would 100% go Bleakly instead of Kita. Like me personally, I would go 4 Cindy's, 4 Judy's, 2 Bleakly's is what I would do. I would cut that Donald, in my opinion, because what that Donald was doing was keeping your draw engine if you didn't find the Clarabelle, and that's kind of what Judy's doing. I get it, like it was still kind of correlating with your opponent keeping their hand big, but sometimes like against certain matchups, like that card draw would kind of be detrimental to you. Like before in the Burple matchup in the mirror, like most of the time you would draw because you had like really good cards in your deck that sometimes they would just get you to that Hades and stuff, and then you would just answer their Clairbot and stuff. So it's not always a positive for that Donald, and I feel like the Judy in this deck at least is not getting you like it's getting you good cards. Even like let's say you skip on a Clarabelle or something, like you could get a Basil which is removal, and then you could get the other Basil which is pseudo removal by discarding your hand and killing something from your hand. So I think that Judy Hops honestly feels best in this deck because the well, I haven't built the Blue Steel Ally Detective deck yet, but I feel like this is the other one that can utilize it really good because the 2 Basil targets that it adds on top of the other detectives, like Hector mentioned, the Donald, who else is a detective? Or you could play the other Judy too if you really want to. The Shift Judy, that's the other detective, and now it makes your all your other detectives like you can deal with the bases, and they can also swing without dying because they get resist +2. The Shift Judy, right? The 6/4.
She's not a blue steel thing, right?
No, she's not a blue steel combination. She's just blue.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could play
I
her
just
too.
haven't. I had her so locked into blue steel, and I was looking through cards that maybe in my head I just happened to see that. But
No, yeah, she she
yeah,
she she's
I
just
guess
blue
that's
too.
kind of cool.
So
I don't
so
think she's needed.
yeah,
Like
I
I
don't think
said, I
she's
think
needed either,
the
but
one is good.
yeah, but
Also, I will say this before I forget my train of thought about you said the gentleman's Donald, the tuxedo one. If we are in a sapphire meta, before it's like let's be real, like the Donald is not like the Goliath, right? The Goliath, I get to use my cards first.
Yeah.
Those extra cards first. The Donald, it's like, yeah, you play it, and technically speaking, you'll get that one extra card first. But I'm also playing Sapphire, so then I'm also gonna get these value off this Donald's consistently, right?
Yeah.
As into the Goliath, like I don't know, like that's why the Goliath also doesn't feel great in a Sapphire meta, right? But the Goliath is different because I get to draw 2 cards like right
Yeah.
away me first. The
And if
Donald
you're
is only like
removing,
we
yeah.
both only gonna get one at a time. Like I don't know.
Yeah, the Goliath is good too, like you've mentioned it before. Because if you answer it, you got the value from it, and we didn't get the value from it. So like that's another reason why. Yeah, the Donald. I honestly, if you go to Judy package, like you cut the Donald out for that, and I think it would be sufficient enough. But obviously, still needs testing. But I think James, if you're watching this or you end up watching it, I would really try that build instead. And then, like I said, go like the 2 Pleakley, so you can skip to 6 and then play the strong 6 drops like Max Goof. I mean, there's a bunch. The Max Goof, the 6 drop Basil discard, the John Silver you can still play. Yeah, and cut that Baby Prince. You don't need that guy. You don't need that guy. Like, I think the list that are playing him is, I don't know, it's weird. I just feel like we're playing blue. We're Giga Ramp. We have a way to Giga Ramp now. Like, why are we playing the measly 3 drop? Like, I don't know. That's just me. So let's move on to the other purple steel list. He is playing Olaf, and he is playing the Cheshire Cat as well. So, and then the Iago. So this is what I would play instead of Dumbo, bro. I would be maximizing on Genie and Iago, bro. Iago's broken right now again. Iago's not getting answered.
Yeah.
Other than that, the list is pretty similar.
Yeah. The only thing is, yeah, definitely max out on the Hades.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe they don't have the cards. I don't know. But I think the Hades is just really good. Definitely maximize that. I do like to see that the Algo's still on here, but I mean, there's just so many more cards that are able to like target now. I don't know how good it really is, but I mean, if you're wasting like a like a Thunderbolt on it, sure, right? You're not removing my Genie at that point, or you're not removing like the Lexington or even the Hades because it's a 3/4, yeah. But yeah, I do like to see that the Olaf is being played here. A one of Dog. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad considering the fact that like, if you were to like top deck it at some point, kind of broken.
And you could rebalance it with Olaf.
That too, yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, I like this list. Yeah, my only thing is, yeah, definitely maximize on the Hades. I'm sure 3 Demon is probably good. You know, I don't know how badly you really need to see it, just because like yeah, most of the time when I was playing earlier, it was just kind of stuck in my hand, so I had multiples. But yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
before I cut you off, I think the Iago's really good now, because there isn't really more targets. Like we have the strength and the thunderbolt, but the thunderbolt's gonna almost more than likely kill any other 4 drop anyway. So it's not like the vanish really matters in that sense. And then obviously the body, if they can't target it, the Iago body's way better. And the reason why I think it's better because I'm not seeing hypnotizes anymore. I'm not seeing fire the cannons. It's kind of going down to like all these cheap actions that were being beneficial to remove Iago, they're all kind of getting cut. So I actually think Iago is really, really good right now.
Yeah, to kind of go faster and wrap things up, because hopefully my phone doesn't die. I kind of charge it right now, but the Hades, I think should be a 4 of. I like the list a lot. This is something similar. I think of like I don't know about you guys. Well, I think you guys already said it. It's something we would play. I think I still has the Olafs in there. Has a Cheshire Cat. I like the Cheshire Cat. Um, I like how the Mona's a 3 of. I think there's a world where it doesn't have to be a 4 of. I think the Mona's gonna start to see like it wasn't as high, as great, amazing as we thought it was gonna be. Like every purple deck was gonna do it, and it's a 4 of in purple steel for sure. But I still think it's a great card in purple steel, and I still think you have to play like a 2 or a 3 of no matter what. Like it's still great in that deck. But yeah, I like the deck. It's playing Doc, right? Is it playing 1 Doc?
Yeah, it's 1 Doc, and then it has 4
Yes,
Calhoun in there too.
it's playing 1 Doc. That's weird. I probably wouldn't do that. me personally, but I like everything about it. Like I do like the Frank Carlston-ish kind of route of like have a little bit of everything. It's a toolbox. Boom. It's good. I like it. I like where Purple Steel's at right now.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure, for sure. So, I pretty much wraps it up. Honestly, took quite a bit on it, but I feel like we dove deep into a lot of the decks and like alternatives on how you can go. So I feel like it was insightful information. Hopefully, you guys feel the same way about that. Um, we could just give our quick meta discussion on how we think the meta is and how the set's been so far. Um, I do want to give another shout out to another podcast, The Artifacts. If you guys haven't seen it, it was a little bit doomer, was a little bit sad to see at least Artifacts himself that way and how he feels towards the game. Does suck to see like another good player feel that way, but I agree with some of his points, and then again I don't. Not gonna mention that because then the video will go much longer than what we already have. But I would check it out. It's some good information on there to hear at least. But my feel on the meta, I still feel like the decks that I said before were gonna be top tier decks are still the same. Like I still think blue steel, green blue, and purple steel are like the top three big dogs right now. I do think aggro can be up there if it's getting disrespected. Um, and I think 1.5 for me now would be literally like almost not every blue deck. Like I would put Blurple there. I would put that Circle Life deck is seeming pretty good. The dog Circle Life deck, and then that I haven't seen too much of it. Like I haven't played too much against it. Green purple, the one that Mo played seems pretty good as well. And then Brainiac, I feel like I was saying it this weekend to a couple of like James and I don't know who else I told. I said I feel like Brainiac is gonna be really good if the blue meta stabilizes. I just feel like it has really good matchups into a lot of the blue decks. And then red purple, I feel like we've been saying it for a while. Like red purple is like a sneaky underdog that I feel like once someone gets it, like kind of gets that good build, like I feel like it's gonna have a pretty good spot in the meta. And then tier two is like literally the rest of every other blue deck. Like I think blue decks are so strong right now. That's where I would put red, blue, yellow, blue, and the other three blue decks have already took up tier one and 1.5. So yeah, I like the meta a lot honestly. Like I said, if you watch Artifacts thing, there's some things I agree with, but I still feel like we're in a lot better position than last set, at least, in my opinion. Um, and I'm happy to see the power level in the game increase because I hate playing at like the bare minimum power level. Like it just feels so boring to me. So I've been having fun with this set. I don't think I'll feel. I mean, could bite my tongue later, but I don't think I'll feel like I'll be tired of like a deck this set really. I mean, the only thing I'm dreading right now is like the blue steel mirrors. I feel like that seems like horrible, but I mean, if you don't enjoy that blue steel mirror, then just find another deck to play, right? Like, or find a way to counter it. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, kind of with you on that. Um, I was kind of looking at like the top eight and stuff. You know, there's one, two, three, like four different decks in top eight. There's I saw there was three Blurples in top 16. Um, so like a lot of people, I guess not a lot of people, mostly James was saying that like Blurple's like tier two, or like it's like kind of dead. I'm like I really don't think so. I think it just needs to get a little more figured out, and then it's gonna be back up in like tier one. Like I think it can still be a really powerful deck. And same thing with like aggro, like it can still sneak up on anybody. A lot of, even in like all the blue matchups or whatever, like we were talking about, if there's no spooky sight, that deck's gonna overtake it. So yeah, but for the most part, yeah, I think that like how we had mentioned before, the tier one decks like blue steel, purple steel, and blue green. Um, and yeah, like purple probably 1.5 right now. Just need to like I said, we need to figure that deck out. But yeah, just to kind of mostly just agree with Caesar and his like breakdown. What do you think, Hector?
Yeah, I think Blurple could be really strong. I also believe there's a world where Blurple, like how Caesar said, takes out the genies and just goes to Cindy for sure, and just goes 2 4 6. You know, it has pretty good 6 drops. What if my Dumbo Anderson energy now is just for I don't play Diago and I don't play Genie. I just play 4 TikToks. You know, like there's a world where I look at Blurple and I look at the best 6 drops. Um, there's a world where Tamatoa too, right? It's a 6 drop. It's really good. I can develop the body or whatever, but and then play an item for free. But that's a little bit more of like you want items to be already in the discard, so you'd have to play the sale and then play that 1 drop. It's more about 1 drop items, and so it wouldn't really work that route specifically. But the scar, an inkable scar is really good. If you have room for that, I think that's a really good 6 drop. It's like a rush dragonfire for something that's exerted. It's a really strong body. Remember that couldn't afford to get to 6 like that. It was about the 5 drops. So
Which one?
I think there's a world
Oh, the 6/4, the 6/4 quest for
the
2,000.
rush with the
Yeah,
lightning bolt. Yeah, so I think like that's a strong card. So you just look. I think it hasn't gone experimented of the 2 4 6 route as much. I think that's a route that I would like to take it in, and with it splashing in the book engine with the Tamatoas, and being able to overwhelm your opponent if they don't play the Goliaths, force me to discard or the band, or I will punish. Like there's a way that I can also punish out, or I can just adjust accordingly. So I think Blurpo's still definitely there. Um, I think this is one of the best formats Lorcana has had in a very long time. I would put this in what we're in set 11. So, but then so we had technically 11 formats, right?
we're set 10, set 10.
No, 10. I would probably put this for sure in the top five instead of the bottom five. I will say that for sure. 100%. I love people think this is Sapphire meta, and I get it. Like, why not play Cindy, right? We are playing blue steel, blue green, blue red can be alive now, right? Um, but I think there's a world that these decks capitalize, like the green card, the emerald card that catches you up on ink.
Webby.
Yeah, purple green is not really good, right? Because guess what its weakness was? Aggro. So I don't can't really be fully meta because it's either gonna surprise people or it's in the meta for 1 week and then out the next week. So because of Sapphire, so purple green will be like, thank you, Sapphire. Now I get to beat you guys. So there's that route, and then there's purple steel, purple red. That'd be like, I just play really good tempo cards. So like I think they kind of knew Sapphire was going to be really good. So did you see those overstated characters? If you notice, they're mostly purple red and purple steel can play those. Because yes, Sapphire has overstated characters, but because they're higher cost. Like what's up with this like shit cons? Like everything's a 2 drop for purple for steel like a 3/4 or 4/4 or like the one with the reckless. Which was like the
6/4, and then
Dark
the
World.
Goliath is like a 5/5 or some shit like that.
Like oh it was a 3 drop and I'm just like all right like what's going on like so
And
I think
Diablo
there's
is
a very
insane.
balanced format and then I think this is one of the best formats we've had in a while and I'm not saying that because Blue Steel's good because I faded tier 0 Blue Steel format. That was one of the worst formats ever. So yeah, I'm very happy where we are at. I have a lot of disagreements with Artifacts and I usually agree with him a lot in a lot of things, but there's also a world where certain interactions or your certain perception, right? Like, hey, maybe his first 2 weeks were just that. And then he plays it more. He's like, wait, there's other decks that are actually really good. I was tripping. So I don't know. And then maybe like, maybe I take it back and be like, oh, never mind. This deck is tier 0. Or like we'll still see. But I think we are going into the right direction and it's a healthy format. So
Yeah, so far I'm liking like this meta, like just based off what I've been
already just
seeing.
testing, right? Just
Just
little testing and seeing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
even if the decks aren't like, which I still think a lot of decks are going to be super competitive. Like even if the decks aren't like the blue yellow deck, like I wouldn't be able to do something like this last set. Like you get what I'm saying? Like this is the thing that I'm saying. Like even the previous set 9, was it set 9? Yeah, set no, we were in set 9, set 8 with the green blue items. Like there was just some metas that you can't play like tier 2 decks like that and have that much success. Um, and this is like another meta where it's like that. Like I really feel like I could probably win a set champs. Like once I get this yellow blue deck locked down, like I feel like I could win a set champs with it. Like I feel like I could take a deck like that and probably even do decent at a DLC. Like to
Me
be honest,
too.
to be honest at that point, and that's what I like. Like I feel like sure if you really talk about it, set 9 was diverse, but it wasn't. What it was a bunch of aggro piles and a bunch of like and either blurple, right? It was like a bunch of aggro piles or blurple. So yeah, there was a lot of ink combinations represented, but they were all kind of doing the same thing. Like, yeah, I guess blue yellow's still ramping, but it's doing that Simba like combo S thing that it's doing versus um, the other blue decks, right? Like I feel like there's maybe I'm just being biased, but I feel like there's a little bit more uniqueness. So right now, I would really call it like just a I would call it a blue meta and a green meta. Like I feel like almost every green deck is good and almost every blue deck is good. In my personal opinion, I feel like purple can be in there, but it's getting punished by the fact that, which is where I agree with like where Otterback said, like this meta is making you have to play like on a 2 to 3 card hand, and purple is known for drawing a lot, and that's why I feel like it's kind of getting punished a little bit. But obviously, Steel's not doing that because it has the like I feel like the purple decks. Well, I think Burple's still gonna have it. I guess purple can still be strong too because I think Burple's will be good once it gets figured out. Purple red, like Hector said, they have a bunch of temple tools. That Diablo's insane. They still have the 3-drop Sisu. Like
And the purple green, it's still purple.
yeah, it's still. I mean, and like I said, it's green. Like it's the green meta. Like if you go the Webby and stuff, like Webby's broken. Like if as long as blue stays in the meta, like what that Webby's pretty broken. So, yeah, I'm honestly I'm happy about this meta. I really do feel like looking down the line, like I don't feel like I'm gonna be at a point where I'm like I don't think Richmond's gonna come and I'm gonna be like, dude, I hate this meta. Like I feel like I'm still gonna have
The
fun.
thing is, the last Fabled was literally get ahead because as soon as you fall behind, there's just no coming back. You cannot come back. It was once you're ahead, the game was about don't fall behind because you could just not come back. I like this meta because you can actually come back, and in deck building, it rewards you for playing pieces or playing. It also rewards good deck building, the more variety in the deck. But also you can come back. I can get Prince Philip damage, blow up 4 of my characters, and I can come back. Like there's deck tools in your deck now. Every deck has them that allows you to come back. So I do like that. I also believe there's not something like there's not one overpowered deck that is preventing all these other decks from being played, like Blurple was last set, right? Like I could just go purple steel, purple red, blue steel, blue green. I've seen some green steels do pretty good, and I know I'm missing a bunch more that I just haven't mentioned, right? So like I don't know, just the top of my head, but
Yeah,
great format, guys.
yeah, I'm talking about the blue yellow deck. At least like if we're in a blue meta, like I feel like with the blue yellow deck, I'm like beating every other blue deck consistently. Like I've been beating like a
Circle of
bunch of
Life
blue.
is a good card right now too.
Yeah, I feel like I've been beating a
I'm
bunch of blue
like that.
steels, a bunch of blue greens. Like I'm getting board wiped by Prince Philip like 3 times in a game, and I'm still winning. Like like if we're talking about, I think right now the best deck right now, and it's just because I feel like in my opinion it's the easiest deck to build right now. I feel like is blue steel. I would name that as the best deck right now in my opinion, but it's just because it's like the easier one to build. I don't think it's doing the strongest things, but it is a pretty strong deck. But I think that can easily change like within a week or whatever. Like I don't think it's doing the like it's good, but I don't think it's like OP like tier 0. At least not now. Maybe I'll bite my tongue later, um, like I said, I do think because I feel like the build, at least for right now, is like I don't think the build's gonna change later on that much. Like maybe a few cards off. But once again, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's about all we got. Let's close it out with the tournaments that we got coming up. We do have Lorcana Fran is hosting a tournament or like partnering up with the Hungry Dragon to do a tournament this Saturday. It's gonna be a double case tourney. I think it has to be at least 30 players for them to do that pricing. And I think it starts at 11:30 or something like that. So that's that. So at least there's something to do this weekend if you guys want to play. If not, we did have the onboard gaming tourney that was supposed to happen this weekend as well, but I guess that got canceled. I think there wasn't enough signups or something like that. I mean, to be a little honest, I don't want to sound messed up, but the price was a little high in my opinion, and then they were asking for I think 100 player minimum to even prize out that 5K. So that was kind of a little bit crazy in my opinion, but I mean, it is what it is. At least they're trying, you know. So there's that. Other than that, we got SCG Vegas next weekend, I believe. Yes, next weekend. So that's a CCQ. They already announced that they did add a couple more events. So Friday's at least a 1K, Saturday is the 10K CCQ, and then Sunday is another 1K that they're hosting. So it's not just the Saturday 10K that they initially announced. And then they obviously have other card games that they're doing that weekend. Like I think Sunday they're doing a Riftbound tournament 10K as well. So that's pretty cool if you guys scrub out on Saturday. In December, shoot, I don't have the date for this one. I think it's like the second week of December. I think it's the 13th or the 6th. It's PPG Orlando 65K prize pool with a bunch of card games they're playing. They're doing Cookie Run, Lorcana, Riftbound. I forgot what other ones. Don't know how big is the Lorcana one. It's probably like a 15K like usual. I know they're doing like a 5K on Friday constructed. I think they're doing a 5K or a 10K on Sunday Infinity. One of those two. But I know for sure Sunday's Infinity. And then obviously we got January DLC Richmond. We already talked about it. Friday side events, Saturday main event, Sunday more side events. So if you really want to get busy, you got 3 months of straight Lorcana. You can do big tournaments. So I'll be skipping out now since I for sure secured my ticket to Richmond. I'm going to be skipping out on PPG. So we'll be taking a break at least for December and then get back to it in January. Not a full break, but not going to be traveling for December to play Lorcana. So that's that. You guys got anything you want to add?
I don't think I'm gonna be going to the Vegas one anymore. I'm still not fully sure, but I did want to say that I recorded the Sapphire Steel Deck profile that I'm gonna post tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out if you have not checked out my channel. The reason I say that is for those of you that are going, or those of you that have this high event. This is one of those decks that usually around this time I would just keep secret, or I would just kind of keep to myself and play like other good lists or give out other content on other lists. This is probably one that I feel really comfortable. If you like Steel and you feel really if you feel like you can go far with it, I would check that out because I feel like that is something that I would probably take to a CCQ and feel comfortable in topping. So yeah, good luck to you guys if you guys get it.
What do you mean by posting it tomorrow? Because right now we're recording on Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, right. So yeah, so maybe it's already up there. So make sure you guys check it out because mine's gonna get uploaded probably first. So yeah, check it out. The video's up.
For sure. I'm all good. Just thank you everybody for watching and following us. We definitely appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
You had a great birthday.
Yeah. Oh
this
yeah.
Past weekend.
This past weekend.
He had a Shrek. We're not sponsored by Ravensburger Disney, so we can actually say DreamWorks stuff. But we had a Shrek theme. He had a Shrek birthday theme party, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he was your donkey, right? And so it was kind of cool. But yeah,
dressed up as donkey. Had a good time. Definitely drank a little too much, but still, it was great. But yeah, appreciate everybody for being there, and appreciate everyone here that's following us, and they still keep in touch, and they recognize us. Still cool. But
yeah. So we got a long episode for you guys. Sorry guys, we're passionate about this game, and we start talking decks and deck ideas. We get a little overboard sometimes, but
well, sometimes we just talk with each other, so we're like get involved, and like this is a way, literally with like cars. This is a way we ourselves talk about the game, guys. This is not like pre-planned or like what are we detail for detail what we're gonna talk about. These are the topics. Boom. Like so, we just like kind of catch up midweek. Like, what are our thoughts? Actually, you guys get like our legit like on the spot thoughts. So
yeah.
Just do the 1 hour, guys. Put the pause, go to where the drive by, whatever, then put the hour. That's what I do on my podcast, and they're too long.
Yeah, put it on put it on 1.5 speed. That's what I do with on my podcast. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I do. I listen to too many to be watching it on normal speed, bro. I'd be delayed. I'd be backed up by a week. But
definitely.
Yeah, guys, so like Carlos already said it. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, you guys stuck up to the end, and you guys got any recommendations or any comments or anything, drop them down below. Hit that like, hit subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later. Keep on cooking, keep on questing. Peace.